Alright guys, welcome back to Death from Above 40k. It's battle report time again. First things first, sorry I haven't been around for a bit. I've had some life stuff get in the way, but we're back on track now and everything should be moving ahead nicely. So today I've refurbished, rebased and rearmed my Brimstone bolters and I've brought them out against the Harlequins, which Aaron's brought today. Say g'day Aaron.
G'day, how are you?
This is 1,500 points, so what I'll do first is I'll break down my list because it's quicker, and then I'll get Aaron to run through his because he was just doing a bit of talking and I have no idea what's going on. So this is only the second time I've ever faced Harlequins, so I'm glad I'm playing Space Marines, which is easy to use, sort of adapt to this sort of thing. Anyway, we'll go through the new list. So the Brimstone bolters are back. Pretty straightforward, this list. It's all firstborn Marines, because why not? So first things first, we've got a captain here. Now he's got a power sword and a combi melter. His warlord trait will be Iron Resolve, which gives him +1 wound and +1, oh sorry, no, he gets a 6 up feel, no pain. And he'll be taking the relic, so his power sword will be the Burning Blade, just to keep it simple. Then over here we've got a lieutenant. He's got a lightning claw and a combi melter. That's pretty much it, nothing special on him. Troops, we've got 1, 2, 3 troops armed identically, so each troop's choice here has a multi-melter and the sergeants all have chainswords and bolt guns. Everybody else just has their bolt gun. Going back here, we've got a classic Devastator squad. This one's all Grav with an Armorium Cherub. Next to them, we've got Terminator squad. They've got a Cyclone missile launcher and everything else is WYSIWYG. Then at the back, 3 land speeders with Typhoon missile launchers and heavy bolters. And then last but not least, the piece of resistance, we've got a Land Raider Crusader and it's got the multi-melter and it had 5 points, so I put a Storm Bolter on it. Now the army-wide special rules for this army is Master Artisans, which means that I get a reroll to hit in the shooting and combat phase for each unit, and then long-range marksman. So all the weapons in this army, except for the heavy flamers on the tank, will get an extra 3 inches to them because they're all heavier rapid-fire weapons. So that'll be coming in at 12 command points. So pretty straightforward. See how they do. We'll come over to here. Aaron's painted these up to sort of look like ghosts, which I kind of like. So he's done that with all his troops and stuff. But then all his vehicles, he's done some really nice airbrushing to get them all looking that checkered pattern that we all know the Harlequins have. So first things first, Aaron, what do you got in here? HQs. That's these two?
Two HQs, yeah. So I got Troop Master and a Shadow Seer.
Yep, who's the Warlord?
Warlord is the Troop Master.
Yep.
Yeah, he's basically pretty much a beat stick. He's got a relic out of the new Psychic Awakening, which is the Twilight Fang. And that sword, basically, it's just really nasty hit.
Okay. So that's it. He's pretty much get in there and chop things up?
Yeah.
What about...
So with that, with the Psychic Awakening, you have the option now, you can swap out their main rule, so their pivotal role.
Yep.
So I've paid an extra CP with that, so he's basically now, he rerolls 1s in combat for himself and everybody else, because that hasn't been updated as yet.
Yep. Not like us Space Marines, we don't get nothing like that.
Hits on 2s and wounds on 2s.
Beautiful.
And that relic gives him additional attacks to what battle round it is. So in battle round 4, he's getting an extra 4 attacks, giving him 9 attacks. Just
between me and you, Aaron, I'm going to crush this pencil neck clown before he even gets to attack. Oh, throwing out the big guns. No, anyway. So the later he goes on in the rounds, the worse he gets.
The more he gets, yes.
And what's this? I was about to say, what's this clown do? But he's not offended by that because he's a clown.
So the Shadow Seer is just in there.
Yep.
We've only got Harley's only have really 2 HQ choices now.
Mix it up.
So he's got a second 2 pivotal rolls. So he's neg 1 to hit.
Yep.
With whoever's around him within 6.
Yep.
And he also has his other pivotal roll is that basically you've got to add 6 inches to your range when you measure to him. So if he's 32 inches away, he's technically 38 inches away.
Yeah, because he's a little shadow monster.
He's also got a relic out of the new Psychic Awakening book called Shadow Stone, and that adds 3 inches to all his abilities and psychic powers.
Yep.
We swing over to the elites. We've got 2 Death Jesters there.
Yep.
The one with the grey base, he's got the pivotal role of the Jests inescapable, so it gives an extra 12-inch range.
Yep.
To his
Big ass cannon.
to his gun.
Yep.
We supercross to Solitaire. He's just still a beat stick.
So another beat stick
Another
guy.
beat stick.
We'll see what he does as the game rolls on.
So he's got also the relic.
Jesus, more relics.
So I've gone really relic.
These guys clearly have more relics than we carry in the Space Marine arsenal.
Yes, I've gone really very relic
Relic heavy.
with these guys.
That's alright. You guys need to pull your finger out and get more relics.
Yes, you do. Which is Cogra's Rose, which is versus infantry. Its rule is it's flat 3 damage.
Alright.
So
Lucky we've got 2 wounds now.
yeah, well, he terminates the 3 now. He's
That's true,
gone
yeah.
right through them.
So troops choices, what are these?
So they're just 3 units of just armed with various. There's 2 fusion pistols in each.
Am I going to go with there's 5, 5 and 6 because these 2 are going to be riding in one of these?
Yep.
Alright,
Basically the transports.
So you got a mix of close combat weapons and fusions.
Yep.
Alright, and then you've got these 3 transports.
Yep, they're the 3 transports, just stock standard, armed with 2 shuriken cannons each.
Yep, and then these are your lance thingamajigs.
Yeah, the basically the heavy support unit. The Star Weavers. No, sorry, Void Weaver.
Void Weavers, yep.
So the cannon on top is basically a baby version of the Fire Prism cannon.
Beautiful.
And then the guys at the back are the Star Weavers. I mean, yeah.
Sky Weavers.
Sorry. Armed with the Zephyr Glaive and Haywire, which just makes a mess of vehicles.
Alright, so we got 1,500 points each. How many command points are you coming in after all your relics?
After all that, I've got 7 out of 12.
Alright, so you've spent 5 pre-battle. I've spent 0, so hopefully that helps me when the battle kicks off. Alright, we'll see if these firstborn Space Marines can take on whatever all that stuff Aaron just said was. And we'll get to kicking in clan heads. We'll be back in a minute when we roll up a mission. Alright guys, we have rolled up a mission and surprise surprise, it's no man's land. So first things first, we'll go through secondaries. For me, I've got Bring It Down because he's got lots of vehicles, Raise the Banners because I'm going to test that out on some of these objectives, and Attrition, try and kill more than he kills. Then Aaron's got Engage on all fronts, which makes sense because he's got a really fast army. He's got Slay the Warlord, so he wants to take my captain's head off, and he's got Attrition as well because he thinks he's going to kill more than I'm going to kill. Whoa, knocking things over. Alright, so we'll go through deployment for myself. So in here, we've got a Devastator squad, and we've also got a Land Speeder coming across here. We've got 2 Land Speeders behind this building. We've got Land Raider. In the Land Raider is the Lieutenant, the Captain, and 2 units of Tactical Marines. Then another unit of Tactical Marines behind the Land Raider. And then in Deep Strike Reserve, I think it's still called that, we have Terminators come down and take over. Coming across to Aaron's army, he's got Clan Spaceship full of troops, HQ in that one. Other HQs in this Clan Spaceship. We got 2, what were these called again?
Death Jesters.
Death Jesters, aka Clan Snipers. Then over here behind this big building, he's got 47 bloody spaceship riding jet bike stabby guys. Coming across here, we've got the last of the troops choices, then hidden behind these tankers, or sorry, whatever they're called. We've got 2 of these heavy support choices. So that's the setup for the army. We're about to throw down. We just need to roll for the initiative here and see who's got the first turn. A 6 is not a bad start. Aaron's got a 3. That's 3, isn't it?
Yep.
Alright, so Space Marines will be getting the first turn. I'm kind of grateful for that because I have no idea what this army does and I'm a little bit worried. So I'll try not to make too many mistakes. We'll try and blow some stuff up. And we'll get back to you in a minute and hopefully these clans aren't up here anymore. Alright guys. Alright guys, end of Space Marine turn 1. And there's been some shenanigans and movement. Pretty much this tank moved forward to here. Shooting wise, it lit up one of the guys up here. So with long range marksman, I was able to be in range with my assault cannons and multi-melter up here. Obviously the flamestorm cannons didn't go anywhere. These troops moved into here, hiding behind the tank just to maybe get some, line of sight blocking. And they raised the banners on there. And I even glued a banner together to raise on there. Look at that. That is a bloody genius. Alright. Coming over here, I must say too, on top of this tank, I used the heavy bolter off here to also fire into old mate that was up here. Long range marksman again for the win. The rest of these shot over into this vehicle over here. These shot into it, and this shot into it. I managed to take off 3 wounds due to its 4-up invuln save, and they got a neg 1 hit on pretty much everything. So at the end of my turn, I managed to kill something. So the good news is, if Aaron doesn't kill something holistically, I get points. Woo! Other than that, we're sort of moving towards the centre here, getting ourselves in good position, and we'll see what these clans do in a minute. It's so fun calling them clans, and it's not even offensive because they're bloody clans. Alright guys, we'll get back to you at the end of clans turn 1. Alright guys, end of Harlequins turn 1, and they've turned it up to 11. So, first things first, Aaron's movement. So, this solitaire, this one?
Yes.
Comparing the move 12, so he come pelting out of this building. This thing moved over to here. This moved out of the building. This guy stood still. These moved around here. These guys moved forward and shot into the Land Raider. They've got mortal wound causing weapons because they're, what are they called? Haywire? Yeah, so I used the smoke launchers to start with to make him neg 1 to hit. And then I also used, I think it was called Armor Contempt, so that I got a save against mortal wounds. So in doing so, he only took 6 wounds off my Land Raider. So against this specific unit, it was quite effective because I lowered their shooting and also got a save against mortal wounds. Over here, this also shot into the Land Raider and didn't do anything. This guy here smoked one of my land speeders with absolute ease. Well, it wasn't ease, it was a really good roll. He hit, wounded, then rolled a flat 6 for damage, and there's nothing I can do about that. Because what was the AP, like 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, so no save, nothing. Just see you, mate. And then the shuriken cannons shot up here and wounded the sergeant of the Devastator squad. So all in all, Aaron at the end of the first battle round is on 2 points for engage on all fronts. But I got my little banner raised, and that's what's going to win us the battle. So we'll get back and we'll have Space Marine turn 2 and see if I can't put some pressure on him because, yeah, there's lots of little vehicles flying around. I need to kill them all. Alright guys, we'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, end of Space Marines turn 2. And I'm going to say it, we just turned shit up to 11 and just blew some space clowns out of their fucking socks. Excuse my language, but there's no other way to describe it. So, first things first. Movement. This land speeder came from here, over to here. This land speeder jumped in here to play tricky buggers. These guys stayed here. Banner boys stayed here. Tank didn't move, and everything that was in the tank has piled out. So 2 tactical squads and characters are all in this center here, on this center objective. Terminators come down over here and to here, and I think that's all of my units. So let's go through what happened. This unit jumped into here and blew this one out of here. So that was the first unit dead, killed his heavy support here. This one fired across into here and killed his other heavy support. What were they called again, Aaron?
Void Weavers.
So the 2 Void Weavers are dead. Then up here, the grav cannons shot into here. Star Weavers?
Yep. Sky Weavers.
Sky Weavers. Started killing a few Sky Weavers. Then this joined in and I rolled something like 10 for the flamers. And I think I wiped out like half the unit just with the flamers. Then the assault cannons killed them down to 1. And then these guys here shot and killed the last one. Now then all these guys that had piled out into here that were getting ready to back up and fight these guys thought bugger it. Started firing all their melters and everything into the vehicle over here. Blew that up using this squad. And then this other squad under here started firing into these guys and killed one of them. Coming over here, Terminators came down and blew Solitaire into absolute paste. Just bits of him everywhere. I think it caused like 16 wounds on him. He had a 3-up invuln, but 16 wounds and 5 16 wounds, yeah, and he only had 5 wounds, so he went down reasonably quick. Then we made the charge into here with the Terminators and did absolutely nothing. So, they're sort of stuck there. But, we'll just have a quick look. Dead pile. My dead pile. So, at the end of battle round 2, I got 6 points for this one, holding this one, plus raise the banners. I killed 3 vehicles, getting 2 points for each vehicle, and moved myself onto some objectives. So at the end of this round, I'm on 12 points, and Aaron's on 2, but he's just about to go into his turn 2 and see what he can do. So we'll let these space clowns regather themselves and come back at us and see if they can't do what the internet tells me that they do. Alright, be back soon, boys. Alright guys, end of Harlequins turn 2. Aaron's desperately looking through his book for answers here. So it didn't go super well. He charged in here, and this Troopmaster,
Yes.
yep, cut down a unit of my tactical, so there was 3 left there. He cut them down with ease, but I heroically intervened around here with my lieutenant. He was just behind this guy here. And then after he attacked here, I paid 2 command points to interrupt, and my lieutenant cut down the 4 guys here with his power claw, which was a bit of a bummer. So it sort of slowed down his attack in the centre. So we've still got tactical marines in the centre holding that. Over here, he charged in here and did the same, didn't do much. And then my sergeant with his chainsaw cut down a bunch of these guys. So the combat where they're supposed to shine didn't go well. And then over here, the same thing happened again, where they hit like a soppy wet rag over a rock on my Terminator armour, and then I turned around and slapped a few of them down. So not only are we out shooting them, but we're winning in the combat here, which is very unusual, we're just discussing, but I'm not going to argue with it. But at the start of his turn, he did get 5 points for being here, and he got another 2 points for being in all table quarters. So he's had 2 table quarters and 2 5-pointers, so he's on 14, and I'm on 16 points. So we'll go into the Brimstone Bolters turn 3 and see if we can't finish off this galactic showdown and kill everybody here. Alright guys, we'll be back in a second. Alright guys, end of Brimstone Bolters turn 3, and it's an absolute we're just pumping these space clans into absolute dust here. So let's go through what happened. First things first, the land speeder that was here moved over to here. So it's near this objective. This land speeder moved over to here, to this objective. These guys just stayed on this objective. He managed to kill 1 more, but they slapped down the last guy. Between this, oh, sorry about that, I just bloody poked my camera and just bumped it. Between this and I think this land speeder over here, we smoked this thing here. This guy, I think, attempted to do some damage over here, but didn't do anything. In the centre here, we just shot Melter into the Solitaire. Troopmaster. We just shot melters into his face because we had combi melters, multi-melters. We didn't even attempt to go into combat. We just surrounded him and went, fucking, you're getting melted, mate. I didn't advance this, and then I said I was going to split fire, so this gunned down the rest of the troop. But then, due to this guy's special, you're pretty much -6 off it. So my flamethrowers weren't in range. Only the multi-melter was. And I got him down to 1 wound. And then, because these guys obviously backed out of combat, the only thing left he's got is this, and this. I'm on every single objective. Total board control, shooting, firepower. So we had a discussion. Aaron was just prior to filming this, and sort of doing a bit of math hammer, and we don't feel that he has enough firepower to remove anything or do anything at this point to further the game, which would leave me on 34 points, and I think Aaron's on about 9. Yeah, 9, because you wouldn't get the quarters again, would you? No. Have you got anything you want to add to this?
No. It was... I need new dice.
I must add, there was a few pivotal rolls that Aaron didn't roll so well. And I'm going to say on my behalf, when Aaron walked in, I've only ever played these guys once before. I was planning to get my head absolutely curb stomped. So the fact that I've managed to be able to turn this around and do the curb stomping with firstborn Marines, mind you boys, Firstborn Marines, none of this bloody spammy crap. We got the old school boys, and get the win, and a solid bloody win. Like this is the death pile. Few dead Marines, all the dead clowns. All right. So anything you want to say about the game holistically, Aaron? Man of the match.
Probably my troop master is the only thing that really did something.
Yeah, he single-handedly cut stuff down. I'm going man of the match. I'm giving it to the Land Raider because everything it shot at, it cooked. When it started off in here, burnt the crap out of that. Even when it come over here, burnt and shot the crap out of that. With the smoke launchers and the ability to fight off the border wounds, it's quite solid. I'm sure there's armies out there that'll just smoke it in a round or two, but we'll get back to it. So there you go. First game back for a while. Brimstone Bolters on the channel, fighting the clowns. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and we'll get back to you soon. Alright guys.